And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Trool Park. Now, for the life of me, I don't know why it's called Trool Park. I don't think there's trolls in it. It has a fantasy look to it, kind of, sort of. Maybe it is based on an IP I don't know about, but either way, it's about building your own amusement park. It's a much faster game than it looks. It's a big box, but it's a pretty quick game. It's only 8 rounds where you'll be simultaneously selecting rides that you want in your park. The rides that give you points. You're trying to have the coolest amusement park ranked in different areas to bring the most people in. Here's how it plays. In this game, players are trying to get the most visitors, points, whatever you want to call these here. Whoever is most at the end of the game is going to win. The game's going to take place over 8 rounds. Players are going to be keeping track of how good their park is on 3 different tracks. You have the snacks track, the laughs track, and the thrills track. And you'll be moving up on those tracks, trying to be at the top of those. Each player is going to start with a booth in their park. So you'll get a booth here. You'll look in your park and you can place it on any spot. Each player has a park that has a chills area, snacks area, a thrills, snacks, and laughs area. And you can put this on any spot. There's a spot where only a booth can go. Here's a spot where a booth or an attraction can go. And you're going to pick where you have this on your board. Each of these booths and attractions has 3 different weather possibilities for background: rain, snow, or sunny. And there's even some attractions that don't have any of those weather backgrounds, but these are really good attractions because the backgrounds do help. What's going to happen each of the 8 rounds is each player is going to secretly pick which one of these attractions they want. Here I'm picking D. Everyone reveals them. If players reveal the same attraction that someone else does, you'll take a look at this device here. So let's say purple and red both pick the same attraction, then red wins. They get the attraction, purple does not, and red goes to the top of this rolling device here. So everyone's going to take these. When you take it, you're going to take it and put it in your park. You'll get the benefit on it. This one here gives me a booth and lets me move up 1 on all 3 tracks. This one here lets me move up on the laughs track for each tile I have that has a rainy background. This one here says for each set of 1 of each of the backgrounds I have, I move up 2 on the snacks. This just moves me up 2 on the thrills track. And so you're going to get these. Now, once everyone has taken them, anybody who did tie gets a catch-up phase where they can pick one of the leftover ones. And they also, let's say the leftover one was here, they can pick one of the 2 bonuses underneath that. This gives you a visitor, moves you up on the thrills, snacks, laughs, lets you change the weather, one of your choice, or move to the bottom of the tiebreaker chute. After everyone has taken these, then it's time to check the weather. You'll turn over the top weather token here, which will show one of the 3 weathers. So here we have rain. If, after the rain, then it will be snow and sun, and these will keep cycling through. You'll shuffle them every 3 rounds. And everybody will move up. So let's say my board looks like this, and we just turned over rain. Then I have 2 of these rain backgrounds. They're in the thrills, so I'll move up 2 on the thrills track. So if you have them scattered out, you might move up on a lot of tracks. If you have them all in one place, you'll move up a lot on that track. At the end of a round, you'll turn over the top round card to see what the scoring will be for the next round. So in round 1, there's no scoring, but in rounds 2, 3, or 4, one of these 3 cards, one of the types is going to score. So let's say it's snacks. Whoever is the highest on the snacks track will get 6 points, then 4, then 2. Here we have the thrills, 4, 2, and 1, but you also get to move up on a track of your choice. Here you get these, plus you get a booth. 5, 6, and 7 are the same thing, except the points get higher. And then in round 8, all 3 things will score on the same round. So you always see 1 round ahead of time what's going to score next round. And after a while, you're going to know automatically anyway, because if these 2 have scored in rounds 2 and 3, you know round 4 is going to be the 3rd type. At the end of the game, whoever has the most visitors is the winner. So the components for this game are going to deal a lot with the different attractions that are here, and they're fun to look at. These they have a nice amusement park style to them, as these people are going to be eating or playing or going through some cool amusement park rides. Has kind of a fantasy feel. I'm still not kind of sure what the artwork is here, but I do like how these look, and the backgrounds and symbology is really easy to read. This middle board is pretty cool, but I will say the 3 tracks around the outside, sometimes it's confusing to see who's in first, and these things fall over a little more easily. Speaking of falling over, this thing here is a little loose, and it's really hard to pull the bottom one out. I wish that it's neat how they roll down like that, but you have to always pull the bottom one out. I mean, I guess you could keep pushing in the top one. No, it doesn't work as well as I thought it would. These are nice. I can't figure out why they're black on the other side, because sure, that means you can hide them, but they're different sizes, so it doesn't seem to matter. And then these are great, but they spin too easily. I wish they were a little harder to spin, but as you can see, it spins like this. So if I turn it upside down and I put it on, let's say I stick it on E, and then I put it down on the table, and then I pick it up, now it's on a different letter, or it's really easy for these to move. So when I put it down, I try to only put it down by the ears so I don't accidentally move it when I pick it up. So it sounds like I'm being really nitpicky on these components. I don't mean to be. It's just they look really pretty. They're just not quite as functional as I'd want them to be. These cards work really well. They're nice. And there's also some reference cards that tell you what to do each turn. Overall, it has a good look on the table. So Trool Park is a game that I enjoy, and I had no problem playing it, and I would play it again. I think it could have been better. It's kind of interesting, like you saw, the dichotomy with the components, where we have these really pretty components, yet they're not quite as functional as I would like them to be. And the board is as pink and green and yellow and as bright and colorful, and I really do like that. But at the end of the day, it's a really, really simple game. Now, really simple is not necessarily a bad thing, but it almost feels like you can't build up as much as you want to. Now, the game comes with some tokens that you can block off spots on the board, and you need to block off some of the spots that people bid on if you're playing with less than 4. But I tell you, this game is way better with 4 than it is with 3, and way better with 3 than it is with 2, because you're not crossing each other. See, the crossing each other is interesting, because if you cross someone and you don't get the tile you want, yay, they got it, you didn't, they win the tie. But I like losing, because losing means you get a tile. Sure, you don't get the exact one you want, but then you get that extra bonus benefit. So it's kind of weird. I think it's hilarious that it's called a catch-up phase, like it's a catch-up mechanism, and they're like, you know what? Let's just call this the catch-up phase. I get a kick out of that. But that's really what Trool Park is. It's just this, basically you pick something, you move things on track, you put in your thing, you see what the weather is, and you do it again, and you do it again, you do it 8 times. So on the box here, it says 40 minutes. That's if people are playing fairly slowly, and that probably includes setup time. This is a 30-minute game. So again, not a bad thing. You build things up. I'm just not sure in the end of the game that the choices you made really matter. Sure, you want to get a lot of the same thing, and you're fighting over, I want more thrills than you have. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, you got the tile, I want it, so you did that, you moved up on that, I moved over here, then this popped up, and I moved up farther than you did because this weather came up at this point in time. It's not all luck, because you can see the weathers that's coming up, you can see what items come up, but it also doesn't feel like you're making really tough choices. Pick one of these tiles. I guess I'll pick the one that gives me the most points, or I'll pick one that helps me move up on the one track I'm winning, because you can't win on more than one track, especially in a 3 or 4 player game, because everyone's fighting over these tracks. I don't know. It's good. It's just not great. It feels slightly unpolished, but it does have a theme I like a lot. Amusement parks. I mean, I like this a lot. Even if it is still called, what does Troll Park mean? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. That's what this game is, a fast filler. It's kind of weird to see a box this big and it's called a filler style game, but I enjoyed it. Trool Park. Dice Tower Judgment, a fast fun amusement park game.